Unicorn, leading through digital disruption.
Yeah, talking cybersecurity this morning. Delighted to be joined on the line by the head of engineering at dubizzle, Haris Ali Khan. Haris, good morning. Thanks very much indeed for being with us.
Thank you.
Joining us on the line and also on Microsoft Teams. So tell us, what are you seeing in terms of cyber attacks at the moment, and what steps are you and others taking to combat this?
So I think post-COVID, or during COVID itself, I think majority of the people turned to online space for the needs. I think majority of the digital websites and platforms have seen an increase, and dubizzle as well. There are different types of scams that we are seeing and threats. There are certain threats that try to bring down the websites. Those can be mitigated by different, and they're called bot mitigation. But we do see an increase in scam and frauds. Although in total, for example, the number of tickets that we get on a monthly basis is in tens of thousands, the percentage of fraud is relatively small. I think it's 0.2% that we see. And they are of different types. One of the common ones that we see is people try to pretend as they are from either dubizzle or some other third party and try to deliver the items. So they ask you to pay online, or a random website might look very similar to dubizzle or any other. And those are some of the things that we see.
And now, this is one of the big issues, and we get this from our listeners and colleagues as well, is that a popular website and a well-known, trusted brand name like yours, you're the kind of name that people try to impersonate, aren't they? If you're going to send a phishing email, you're going to try and pretend to be a respected name like dubizzle. How big a problem is this?
It's definitely a problem. We see this regularly, and I think various sources you'll receive awareness campaigns being run by different platforms that includes like banks and other places, because this is slightly easier to enact, and people do fall for it, especially folks that are not used to digital space, and they don't scrutinize the things that they see. Which is the reason why we at the platform, we are running a couple of awareness campaigns with Emirates Post to make sure that people are more vigilant online and what to look for. Also on the pet section of our platform, we have seen a few scams there. So we're right now working with animal welfare centers to sort of promote their listings and promote their advertising. So to make it very easy for users to see the right advertisements. We're also doing several social media campaigns. I think over here, prevention is always better than cure, and it applies to this as well. I think the more people are vigilant online, it'll make it easier for them to also see what is suspicious and then have the guard up and just go through, do the research, do not just click on random links, investigate a little bit more. Verify with so if they're dealing with a dubizzle, then there are different ways that you can contact us to validate whether this is authentic or not. And we try to do that as much. I think in this also, one of the biggest factors is that keep within the trusted communication channels. For us, this is chat. So we try to suggest users to be within, because that's something that we can control, we can moderate as well. As soon as people go outside in different communication channels, it's very difficult to moderate that. One interesting feature that we have recently launched to tackle and improve the trust and safety is we now give ability to the users on classifieds and community section of ours to hide the phone number. So this now basically forces people to just chat on our platform, and this gives an ability for the seller to hide the phone number, and they can control. If they like being contacted by phone, then that's fine, that's their choice, but they can now control that. So hopefully this will also prevent a lot of fraud, or at least attempted fraud, because one thing that we also see is people are getting vigilant. More reports are coming in, but people are not falling for those scams as much. So I think there you can see that most users now are starting to get more vigilant. They know how to tell the difference between a genuine sort of request or a message versus a scammy one.
Well, I wish I could say that was true of myself, but I fell for the Emirates Post scam only a few months ago, and it cost me thousands and thousands of dirhams. Yeah, you get a link saying, oh, you need to pay 20 dirhams because we've got some parcel arriving for you. Clicked on it, paid it, and got, absolutely skinned on that one. I'm not proud to admit it. Harris, talk to me about the pet scam. What's that?
So there are different kinds, but I think the one that we see is like people often contact users from international numbers, and they'll be like, "We are abroad. This is pet. I cannot come back to the country. Can you adopt?" And then obviously there's a payment online as well. Sometimes the pets are sold by potential breeders. So we are curbing on that quite a bit now. We're working with two of the well-known animal welfare centers where we are going to promote those ads, and those ads will be higher up. And we're trying to bring more transparency and curb who places the ad on that section.
Harris, preventing cybercrime is a team sport, not a solo sport, isn't it? Dubizzle, as big as you are, you can't solve this on your own. Nobody can. Who are you working with? I know, for example, the banks, you're doing a lot of work with them, cybersecurity companies as well. Tell us about how that's working.
So in the past, to be honest, to strengthen the security of the platform, we have worked with different companies in the past to run security tests on our platform just to make sure that the platform is secure. We don't directly work with the banks. We work via our payment gateway. So majority of our dealings is with them. And to be honest, we don't see a lot of activity there in relation to scam itself. And within the group, because as a group we are in the digital space, we do have quite a bit of help in terms of security within the group. So whenever there's a need, there are different people that you can reach out and help. But over the years, obviously, we have matured also as a platform. We have certain things to prevent the platform being attacked or scraped, which I mentioned earlier, which is more around bot mitigation. So we work with other third parties to have that layer of sort of protection on the platform itself.
Harris, great talk to you. Appreciate your time this morning. That's the voice of Harris Ali Khan, Head of Engineering at dubizzle, with some tips on how to avoid being scammed in terms of cyber security. Not, of course, an issue limited to dubizzle, but across.